Hey, I'm Chris. Now I'm going to do a review of the Combat 1. Alright, here's the Catoma Combat 1. You got the stuff sack, rain fly, tent body, poles, stakes, and guy lines. I'm going to set it up and then I'm going to go over some pros, some cons, and what I think of it. Alright, here's the tent body laid out. It's pretty easy. Once you get it laid out, you just put the poles in an X, and then they're all going to clip on with these little clips. I'll show you that here in a minute. Alright, as you can see here, I got the tent all set up. All the clips are on. There's one last step. You have to tie this to the center so these poles don't move. You can see. You just got to tie it. I'm not going to do that for this video. I have all four corners staked down, and that brings me to my first con. These stakes. All their other tents come with these plastic X3 stakes. This tent comes with nothing but these metal heavy stakes that I'm probably just going to switch out. Right, here's the Combat 1. As you can see, it's mesh all the way around. You can see that shelf in there. There is two doors. The whole tent is symmetrical, which is nice for when putting up the rain fly. You don't have to worry about which side does it go on. And it is a bathtub style. As you can see, it's about 6 inches high. I forget what the ripstop is, but I believe it's like 175. So this tent is a thick, heavy tent, but it's heavy duty. It's a military tent. You can see the poles are nice and thick. They're nice. This is a very good tent for the money. Alright, now I'm going to do the rain fly. Alright, this brings me to my other con. On their website, it says this thing is reversible. Alright, let me unfold it. Here's the inside. It's not reversible. It's only this one color. It's this nice brown coyote looking color, but I wish it was still reversible. That's how I wanted it to be. That's another con right there. Let me get the rain fly up and I'll show you the features about that. Alright, here's the rain fly on. I'm going to stake it down, but I want to make this note that it just buckles in. It's really easy. Once you get all four corners buttoned in, your tent staked down, you just pull it tight. You gotta redo the stakes. Alright, let me tighten it all down, get it staked out, and I'll show you the features about it. Alright, as you can see, there's these bungee cords. There's two ways to use it. If you take one end, you see there's two of them. If you take it and pull it, you can stretch it out further. You don't really need to do it on this side. On the other side, it's easier. This side of the tent has a different door. It's flat, and I'm going to show you why here in a minute. But here you can see where I did that stake system. Right. Here's probably about the coolest feature about this tent. You can set this up higher with your trekking poles. Get your little porch up higher. Obviously for this video I didn't do it so well. But the tent does come with 6 of these guy lines. And they just have these little tabs on them right there, so you can raise it up higher if you need to, make them nice and tight. And then this brings me to the back door or the front door, and we'll go inside. It just has this mesh all the way around. You unzip it. This brings me to another feature I really like, is this bed net right up here for socks, camera, any other gear, headlamp. But it does have a con then. There are no things in here. Nothing around your head to put your phone, a lamp, whatever in the middle of the night. I'm gonna get in it and show you how tall and big this is. Alright, I'm 5'5". You can see my head's all the way to the back. And I got room all the way to my feet. So it's a one-man tent. It's not too big, but if you're over like 6'5", this tent's probably gonna be a little small for you. But it is a nice large tent, and you do have the second door here for that back vestibule. Alright, some of you might be wondering what this is. This is your vent. There's only one vent on this whole tent. It's right here. It unbuttons on the outside. On the inside it unbuttons. You have these cords. You cinch them tight, and what it does is it makes this pop out. When you're done, you just pull your cords out, and you have to button it back in. It's a little trickier. I wish it was Velcro. It is heavy duty. It does make the tent a little more weight, and that brings me into my last con on this tent, is it weighs about 5.5 pounds. If you buy the poles for it, it brings it to about 6 pounds. I use my trekking poles, so it's a little bit better on weight, but as you can see with everything with the tent, and you need everything to set it up, unless it's not going to rain, you don't need your rain fly, it is going to weigh you down on your hiking or backpacking trip. But to me, this tent's really nice. It's high quality. You know, I'm not knocking the REI tents, but for this tent, for the price, which is cheaper than the REI tents, it'll last you a little bit longer. It'll be better out on the mountains and on the trail, especially out here in Southern California when it's always windy, or you don't know when a rainstorm is going to get you. And on top of that, out here, it's the ground is just covered in rocks, and it's not just grass like in other states. So it could be, you know, a little bit better to just have the, you know, nicer built tent. And there you have it. That is the Combat 1 by Catoma. I give it a thumbs up. I like it for the price and for the quality, everything. It's just a very well built, good piece of equipment to have with you. And the tear down, you just put it all back, roll it up. The stuff sack, everything needs to be rolled up like a burrito. Alright, here's my con, another con. These guylines. They're awesome guylines. I'll probably switch them out for some 550 cord. They're really easy. But you only get 4. And if you saw the porch, you need 2 for the porch, 4 for the tent. Sure, you got 6 guylines, but whatever. Another little con. It's alright. You pay for the tent, not these little accessories, as I like to call them. Next con of the Catoma tent, you get these shitty ass aluminum stakes. They're heavy. They're okay, especially if you know you're gonna lose them. Marines like myself love to lose these, so that's probably why they put these cheap ones in. Another little con is, if you can see, count them out, whatever. There's 11, should have been 12. Wish they had the X3 stakes like all the other tents, but it's whatever. I'll just buy new stakes, have a little bit lighter setup. These stakes probably weigh about a pound or so all together, all 11 of them. So if you switch them out, the tent will now be, instead of about 4.5, 5 pounds, it'll probably be closer to some of those backpacking tents, and it's a little bit more rugged.